Yeah,
The
that's crazy,
Bush
dog.
administration just followed us. Yes! Let's...
It's, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4!
Define the Line, episode 5. Our first guest, Stevie Candle, the hip-hop aficionado, like we said. We're gonna be asking him some questions, gonna be talking about some new music that he's put out, and just pick his brain on some controversial questions we have of hip-hop and stuff. Because that's the thing, me and Stin have like devoted our craft to more like the punk metalcore scene, and you have chosen the craft of hip-hop and MCing and things like that, which I admire a bunch because I can't do that shit. It's super tough. It's really hard.
Oh man.
So let me see. How are the levels in the chat? Can y'all hear everything okay?
Real quick, on your screen it says episode 4.
On my screen?
It still has,
Oh, what? I thought I fucking updated that shit.
yeah, it still has the 4.
Shit, my bad. Oh, I changed it on my VOD.
Oh my God!
Hi, Bard 627.
So is it Candle or with an S? I don't want to misspell it on here.
Singular.
Okay.
Yeah, handle man. Hey yo, Austin, so this thing actually up right now or what?
The live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're live on Twitch right now.
We're live. You're being seen. There's 7 people in chat. They say levels sound good, and we're chilling.
Can y'all hear Stevie okay? I feel like I'm hearing him
Commander
a
Balls,
little
thanks for
bit.
following.
Sound a little quiet on my end. I don't know if that's just me though. Can you say something real quick, Stevie?
Yeah. Hey yo, Loitering Joker is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he's my homie right there. That's the boy. From way up north, we got the support out here. So appreciate y'all coming up. Yeah, that sounds a lot better. So cool. Yeah, we're just kicking it right now. We got Stevie, like I said. I guess introduce yourself if you want to throw down how'd you get into music?
Oh, bet. I think we're all around the same age demographic, right? So I think it started when Swisher House got really big.
Nice.
I was a fan of all the Chopping 'em Up tapes. Chopping 'em Up 6 was my favorite because they had people from all over. That tape actually had Livola, one of the first times I had ever heard Livola on. So I think it started around there. And then, you get into one thing and then you eventually expand your palette, right? So went from there and then started really diving into like real hip hop. I mean, the baller rap was cool, the 2000s baller rap, yeah, crazy punchlines and stuff. But my sister had showed me, man, what's that Wu-Tang album? The one with Triumph. It's a double disc.
So it wasn't 36 Chambers?
No,
Wow.
It was the New World Order or something, man.
That's insane.
Dude, Inspector Deck's verse on Triumph is easily top 5 for
Dude, Inspector is one of the most underrated fucking MCs on the Wu-Tang Dawg, because he went and did Czarface, and that shit is like, so good. Like, Czarface versus MF Doom was like one of the best records that came out within like the last 10 years, I would say. It was a good one, dude. And I'm like, why does no one respect the deck? I don't get it, man. It's so fucking crazy.
I don't know if you actually, do you know who The Firm is?
I
It was like
don't.
Foxy Brown, Nas, and AZ. And AZ's one of those on that list too. But I think he only had 2 albums, which is a detriment. But man, my guy can rhyme, bro.
Hmm.
My man had like 4 rhymes in one bar, and it's like, how do you even do that? Like that is insane because they're multi-syllable words.
Right.
It's
Now,
pretty.
I love whenever an MC can like add onomatopoeia into their flow and like they build off of that just like a sound like kaplow and then they build off of that using it as a rhyme or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's really innovative, I think. And I feel like it wasn't until like late 90s, early 2000s you start seeing more people getting like uh creative in that, right? They're not just caring about so much of like, oh, we got to keep a technique or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting enough, I the person I thought of when you were saying your thought right now was Ludacris.
Mm.
Ludacris is every bro. Like it's crazy because he's super mainstream, so people don't really realize how dope of an MC he was. But yeah, he's out there,
Yeah, I
man.
think it's just he got the notoriety because of how good he actually was. It's like same thing with like Buster Rhymes. Like you get these artists who cut through the grass because they're just obviously so talented that you can't deny it. Like it's just too good. Sorry, I'm over here trying to scrape a bowl together too. We're starting
Oh,
this
got
shit. No, you're good, man.
yeah, yeah, lit. Gotta keep it lit. So I guess back to the origin, right? Yeah, I just started doing it, and I think it was more of just a hobby, man. It's like playing basketball or something. It was just something to do with my friends. And it wasn't until a couple years ago that my homie Daryl Dro, he garnished like genuine buzz. But because of the work he was putting in, my man dropped. If we're talking about overall material, I think he dropped like 60 songs in a year,
Damn.
and that yeah, like he was just grinding it out, and I respect it. Like I kept telling him he had that Kobe thing going on. You know what I'm saying? He would put in the work when no one's looking,
Mm-hmm.
and he the man. He'd get off of work, do the little father thing, and then he would dedicate an hour every day to work, whether it be just listening to new vibes, or writing, or maybe doing touch ups on a song he had. Like
Yeah, he was always
it was just
grinding something though that had to do. He was in the studio grinding.
and it's inspiring when your fam's doing it. It just makes
Mm.
you want to do the same and emulate that energy. So about 3 years ago is when we took it, started taking it for real,
So he's
and
your producer, like it's you two that like jam together, or how does that work?
no, so we actually a group, right? So we got a group, and it's a New Village,
Okay,
and we're
bet.
from Catula, Texas, area code 830. And there was 5 of us, but now there's 4 of us, and now it actually seems like there's only 3 of us, right? Because and I get it, like this is a dream, right? So a lot of people get the adulting, the day-to-day adulting. Got to
Yeah.
work, pay bills, got to run errands. No one wants to stand at the funk at
Oh,
bank.
you don't gotta tell us, man. You're preaching to the choir. We're in full
Yeah.
bands, you know?
Yeah.
So like I dig it and
Yeah.
I understand, right? But that's what makes this that's what makes the difference between us and others, right?
Right.
Because we're still finding time to do it and just making art, creating, man.
No, that's super admirable, especially when it comes to like the production side of things, because when it comes to making a beat, I always find it so much more difficult because there's that threshold of like learning the user interface of a DAW. Because with the guitar, you just troubleshoot like, oh, it sounds bad when I put my finger on this string. Let me put it on a different part of the neck. With a DAW, you're just like, what the fuck? How come I can't get sound to come out of this fucking computer? Like, it's just there's things like that. So I always respect the shit out of like production and people who are willing to dedicate time to that shit.
Oh man. So it's not official, right? But one of the and this dude doesn't sample. And it kind of frustrates a little bit because if anything, me myself, I am a sample heavy sort of
Uh
artist.
huh.
I really fuck with Conductor Williams. I like Ninth Wonder, Pete Rock. I
Nice.
really like 90s style of hip hop. But my man Rob Camps from Pearsall,
Ooh,
that dude is probably one of the most technical fucking artists I've ever met because he can play multiple instruments. And this dude, he just creates sounds, man. And he's probably one of the best engineers I've ever seen. He will take the shittiest audio and make it sound immaculate. It's fucking crazy.
that's
And I
dope.
happen to be one of those shitty people, right? I send him shitty vocals,
He's
and
like,
he
let me
just does it.
clean this shit up. Hell yeah, that's tight.
He, so like, yeah, I can pay for a studio. I can maybe upgrade my shit, but uh, my boy Royal C told me one time he was like, every crack in the mic or a little from the speakers or whatever, it's just a part of the art.
It's
And it's really,
real.
yeah, dude. Like
Yeah.
I, you mentioned 36 chambers earlier. Like it's just be super realistic. Like
Mm-hmm.
if it's not remastered, that shit sound raw.
Hey,
Like
you're not
you hear
lying.
the speakers and shit, like
They only did the remaster for the money grab. That's the only reason. That was
straight
it.
up, man.
They
But
overproduced the shit out of that.
oh yeah, simplicity is best sometimes, man. Don't touch it.
Yeah, for real. No, because it keeps that texture of what you're trying, and there's memories in those things too. Because we were just reading about, because we were doing a deep dive on boom bap, and we were trying to figure out who the first boom bap producer was or whatever. And I think we found that Marley Marl was one of the first like pioneers to like, he sampled something on accident and was like, what the fuck? And he didn't realize that he was sampling something because he thought he was recording the track. And then they just like started showing people how to clip and sample shit on their beats and stuff, which is crazy. It's stuff like that makes it raw.
I thought we said that was KRS-One.
Well, Marley Marl was the one who did samples. KRS-One was the first
Okay.
boom bap artist. That's what so that was a
Okay.
question I wanted to bring up to Stevie, actually. So I don't know how versed in boom bap you are, or like how much into the 90s, like New York style, whatever. But we were trying to figure out who the first boom bap artist was, and that's who we looked it up, and Marley Marl was the first one that came up, and I was like, no, it can't be. There's no fucking way, because I thought it was somebody else, and I looked up, like I had a brain blast. I was like, KRS-One was the first to like do that style of like, it wasn't necessarily boom bap yet, but it was like the conception of like what that version of hip hop would be, because I feel like that influenced a lot of artists like Nas and fucking Tribe Called Quest and shit like that later down the line.
Yeah. So boom bap, I feel boom bap's like an umbrella term for me when it comes to like early hip hop, because I'm a little bit of historian, man. You know, right? You got to learn where the roots are.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of folks say that Gil Scott Heron is the first person to actually kind of rap, even though he's giving like spoken word poetry. It is some of the first recorded instances of hip hop, right? So that's the guy who was like, the revolution will not be televised. That's him. You know what I'm saying? That's the first
That's the
instance
thing
of
with Kendrick, where he references that, right? The
correct,
Okay.
right? It won't be televised, right? And it was Gil Scott Heron, and that was 1972, I think. Now, the first hip hop show was actually a back to school event hosted by Kool Herc in the Bronx.
That was that
That was
block
around.
party, right? The big
Correct.
Yeah,
Oh
okay,
yeah, that was
bet.
like 72, 73 or something, and that was the first hip hop show, man. Um, but I guess the first, back to the original question of boom bap, I feel like it's an umbrella term, but the first rapper ever is LL Cool J. Like
Oh
ever.
shit. Okay.
LL Cool J is the first rapper ever. Not only that, he is the GOAT because he's the one who came up with the term.
For real. Okay. I see. I had no fucking. I had no idea about that, because that was the. I didn't. I didn't. How do you say? Like, there was a lot of stuff happening culturally with hip hop and rap while we were growing up, but I like on purpose refused it because I was like, oh, that's lame. I'm a punk. I only listen to punk music. Fuck hip hop. Fuck rap. Like, I was super, like, had my head up my own ass or whatever. So I didn't get into hip hop till, like, way, way later. Till I was, like, probably, like, the end of my college years. So I was, like, 22 maybe when I started getting into, like, hip hop. It's funny because it was actually, what is the name of that show? It was on Hulu. It's the fucking Wu-Tang show.
Oh, the American Saga or whatever.
Yeah, Wu-Tang and American Saga. I watched that and I was like, whoa. Like, it, like, kind of put me into, like, the shoes of what it would be like to be a hip-hop artist back then. And I was like, yo, this kind of is like punk, man. These motherfuckers are, like, they're pushing the envelope and they're doing it DIY. Like, it's not really they're not looking for labels the same way. They're doing it themselves, and it's not like, oh, we're gonna fucking go get signed so we can get chains and all this shit. Like, it was more about, like, we're gonna go get signed so we can help our families out and fucking, like, we're gonna help our tribe and shit. Like, I really fucked with that. Like, I thought that was cool. So that put me onto a whole pipeline of different kinds of, like, hip hop and rap. I recently got into, like, more of, like, the trap stuff, I guess, or, like, the chop and screwdy stuff, whatever.
Man, you from Texas and you don't fuck with Chop and Screw?
So
bro?
I didn't until recently. Like how you said you grew up on Swisha House.
Yeah, dude.
Everyone in my family listened to that shit, and I was like, I purposefully was like, no, I don't want it. And then, like, but it wasn't until like 2 or 3 years ago that Mike Jones song came on, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, oh, it was tipping. It was still tipping or whatever on. Dude, that fucking beat legit changed my perspective. Like, I was like, whoa. Like, this, hold up, what is this real quick?
Michael Watts went off on that beat. So, like, it's weird because, you know, your palette changes over time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love that Swisher House shit. I like the USC, the SUC stuff more. The reason why is because I feel like it aged well. It's influential, man. You
Mm.
know, like, I could still go back to some of that SUC, and it's like it still feels the same. Like, I go back and I hear some of that Swisher House stuff, and
Yeah.
for me.
You're like,
Yo,
you're like, leave that in the past, actually.
yo, straight now, some of it's really good. Like, I guess when Mike Jones started like over promoting himself,
Right.
eh,
It's the ego that got too big type shit. Like,
yeah, yeah, dude.
because that's one thing that
Uh,
did turn me off to hip hop, like, growing up, was how, like, egotistical a lot of, like, the mainstream rap was. So I kind of steered away from that. And then when but you just have to dig for the stuff that's a little more, like, to that palate, like you're talking about. Like, your palate will age and you kind of gain an appreciation more for different kinds of lyrics and shit like that.
I mean, I always my first go to is if I could relate to it, I'll probably enjoy it.
Right.
Right? Either it be a feeling or a situation or a storytelling, whatever the song may be. If I could relate to it, even in the slightest, I'll probably enjoy it. Um, but now, I guess I'm just going off a feel, man. So I actually don't listen to a lot of hip hop anymore.
Mm.
The same way that you were talking about, like how you just didn't want to fuck with hip hop, like younger. I was that same way, but reverse. I didn't want to fuck with any type of rock, bro.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't for me. And then I was 18 and I came across a list, right? And it was 500 greatest live albums. And I think I heard Frampton. Frampton Comes Alive, and it fucking blew my mind, bro. Like,
Who was it? Frampton Comes to Life?
Frampton Comes Alive. It's a live like CD album, whatever. And I think Can You Feel is like an 11-minute song. Like, they're just jamming, bro. They're just jamming.
And that's the name of the band, Frampton?
Well, no, it's Peter Frampton.
Oh, Peter Frampton. Oh,
Frampton Comes Alive.
I see. That motherfucker can shred. Yeah, yeah. He's the one that, like, introduced, like, the talk box and all that shit, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so it's that one, but then also Stevie Ray Vaughan, Austin City Limits, the one from '83, I think.
Damn. So you on that live shit? So let me ask you this: are you into vinyl at all? Like, do you care for like records or any shit like that, or physical
Yeah,
media?
I do. The first album I ever bought was Frampton Comes Alive. I
Oh
came
shit.
across it. I came across it in a thrift store, bro, and I don't think they understood what they had because it was only $3. Like,
Damn. You're like, this is a heater right here, bro.
for real, dude.
Like, let me take this out of here before it burns the place down real quick.
Yeah, yeah, I can take this, man.
That's fucking
But
sick.
dude, it's crazy how things play out, man. Like I know Dylan is huge now, obviously because of the movie, but I went through a huge Dylan phase when I was 18, and the span that he had, those 10 years, I can kind of compare it to Wayne for those 6 years because every piece of material was fucking amazing.
Well, see, that's the crazy thing is I feel like when you devote your life to a specific art style, you reach a certain plateau because you find all the stuff that you like. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of start branching out to find inspiration in other things so you can add it to your repertoire and be like, how can I add this to what I'm doing right now? Like to push what I'm, like make it sound different. Like I'm going to innovate my sound with some new sounding shit. Like, because I love emo and rock and all that shit, but how you said, I don't even listen to it anymore because I know what I like. I listen to like techno and breakcore and all these completely different genres that I'm like, I don't know why I'm jamming this, but it's really just scratching that itch. Like,
Correct, man. It started a year ago, and I can't kick it. I can't kick the fucking itch, bro. But like jazz,
Ooh.
I've been really into jazz, and what's cool is because you start with just classical jazz, right? You're getting your Duke Ellington in, you're getting your Coltrane, and then there's newer artists that are taking the art form and expanding on it. There's this French artist named, I don't even know if I'm gonna pronounce it correctly, but it's like Berlioz or something, Berlioz, and it's like jazz house music, and it's the funkiest shit I've ever
Nice.
heard, bro. Like I cannot stop listening to this fucking album, bro. Like, oh, any daily activity, I'm fucking jamming to that, bro. Jeez.
It's cool though, cause like how you were talking about earlier, being like a historian and trying to like always go back to see like what influenced your influences, cause that's something that's literally why we made this podcast, because I am so like a stickler about trying to figure out the root of where certain things come from. Like, how did this happen? So how you brought up the whole what's his name? You said, was it Coolio? Or who'd you say was the first? LL Cool J. LL Cool J was the first rapper. I didn't even. It's because I've never even listened to him. Honestly, like I need to, because I need to listen to a song by LL
You're
Cool
not
J.
missing nothing. So it's fucked up. So like, yeah, he's the first rapper ever. He's the GOAT. But like, do you find it? Do you find it good? Like, not me. It ain't for me, man.
Right. But you know that's where like that was the start type shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Credit due is credit due, right? If you're
Mm.
the first artist signed to Def Jam, you are the first rapper. Like,
Right.
that is the major.
So here's another question, I guess. When it comes to rap and hip hop, like what do you feel like is like the line between those two? Like what separates rap from hip hop?
Rap and hip hop are the same. The genres that come underneath rap are the ones that are different, because you just look at it. Hip hop is hip hop, but rap is literally an acronym for rhythm and poetry. That's
Oh
literally all
shit.
rap. So
Okay. So
yeah,
rapping's more of a verb than it is like a genre type thing. Like it is.
yeah, man, it's more of an action.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because well, like later on with music, you see people start rapping more. Like that becomes more of like the cadence heavy stuff that comes into like how we were talking about Busta Rhymes. Then you have stuff like Twista and fucking like a bunch of like people who spit fast. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I feel like I guess rap kind of became more prominent. Whereas like now you're just rapping. The beat is like secondary to the rest of what's happening, I guess.
No, well, so origin stuff, right? So
Hmm.
hip hop origin, the MC was secondary. Your rapper was secondary. The main one was the DJ,
Right.
and like Eric B and Rakim.
Exactly. So that's where I feel like the differentiation from hip hop's more you fuck with the beat. You're kind of bobbing your head. You're vibing. If someone says like how Tribe Called Quest, they have this song called "Do the Hop," and literally in the background they're literally like "Do the Hop." You just can't stop. Like it's like you don't really give a fuck about what they're saying because the beat is nasty, and you're like, oh nah. Where if you're listening to something like fucking Tech Nine, you can't even process the beat because you're trying to listen to everything he's saying. Like he's rapping so.
Well, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about hip hop in general, right? So rapping is just it's a part of hip hop. I feel like hip hop's a feeling, bro.
Mm,
The 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 drums, the words that come with the music itself. But the technicality is something that is. I like technicality, right?
right.
I feel like Eminem currently is just a technical rapper. Uh, a lot of the songs that I don't know, I didn't hear the last album, but I remember that when he was going out with MGK, I heard that album, and it was just he was showing me how good of a rapper he is, right?
Hmm.
Saying like that's what I like about Twista and Tech Nine. They show you the technicality, but the songs are so theatrical and they have concepts and
Right. There's like
crazy.
skits and shit usually when they have like in between and stuff like that, where they're like, yeah,
Exactly.
I see
The
that.
artistry is crazy. The artistry is crazy.
Hmm. I see. Hell yeah. So another thing that I wanted to bring up, because like trap music is what's kind of more in the zeitgeist now, I feel like. So you have
Hell yeah.
a lot of artists who are doing that trap stuff. Like Kodak Black is one of the artists that I've kind of picked up lately that I'm really enjoying. And it's different. It's like different from what I listen to from my day to day. So we were trying to track that back to see where trap came from. Where like on your historian level, where do you think that would like fall under like where trap was born, I guess?
I fucking love the question, dude. Yeah, so like, so Austin, he was like, yeah, yeah, this is what we're gonna talk about, and he gave me one question, and that was the question, and I sat and I pondered, dude. Master P, Master P was the first trap artist
Master
for sure.
P. Oh, so okay, here's the other thing with trap. Subject matter is important. I'm assuming, right? It's like you have to be singing about the trap. Like it has to be about flipping bricks and shit and like doing trap shit. Like that's kind of like the whole like aesthetic of it, I guess. So it's just Master P was the first to do that, or that's kind of what I'm curious about.
No, no, I get you. So, again, I feel a lot of music is feeling, and
Hmm.
trap music and every trap they fuck with 808s, right? They have those very very heavy drums, the shit that rattles the block. It would have to be either Master P or 36 Mafia for me personally.
Okay,
That,
3-6. I could see. Someone else said that. I think one of Austin's homies also mentioned 3-6, and I was like, that I could see that for sure. Like that one. That
But
one
tell
makes a
them
lot of
who
sense.
Google says.
Oh yeah.
Future. It says Future.
No, it says Ti is the first.
I
It
got
says
T.
Ti was the first trap artist with his album Real Trap Shit. That's what Google
Yeah, that
says.
was
Okay.
Google's first. Google says that was the first trap album because of, again, I feel like, so this is where I agree with you. Emotion is a big part of genre, but once you start getting into like the sub genres, you have to take into account what the subject matter of the lyrics and things like that are going on. Because we were talked about this where Kendrick Lamar started out as like a rapper, and now he's like, I don't, he's almost like a soul R&B. Like it's not, he does hip hop still at the end of the day, but he's doing a bunch of different things with his music that I wouldn't even call him just a rapper anymore. Cause like it's evolution. So with back then, because whenever we saw that Ti was the one that came up, I was like, well, if you want to call it that, UGK or like even farther back to like chopped and screwed era type shit could have been the predecessor to trap music, because what was inspiring these guys to make chopped and screwed music? Fucking lean, right? Like that was like the shit that was like the inspiration. So that's kind of another thing where I was curious about, like maybe Houston could have done something to like plant that seed into like the minds of other artists later down the line. Or it's just weird. It's up in the air because I feel like Ti is a weird one.
No, no. So like the fact that we're throwing out these thoughts, right, and these opinions and facts, um, I can I can confidently say that even though your opinion on Houston is intriguing, I don't think it's necessarily correct. Because even if you ask the artists who were from back then, uh, they were doing country rap tunes, and I'm
Mm,
sure you heard that's what they would say. We do country rap tunes down here, and a lot of the songs that they were sampling were like those funky disco jams from the '70s that their parents were listening to,
mm.
like what is the whispers and the bars and all the fucking Anita Franklin, dude. Yo, Zero has sampled Anita Franklin like 3 times, like
So
even down to the cadence of the hook and stuff.
would you think it came somewhere from more like the Georgia scene, or like somewhere over there more in that, or like the southern style?
I think Google is correct because of the, yes, subject matter, but also style of music, like the how it sounds sonically.
Right.
Ti, like that does make sense. I mean, before Ti, who else was rapping about that shit other than like New York rappers? But New York rappers did it in a different.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they weren't as they were more bombastic about it. That's what I feel like
They weren't.
boom bap is different.
I feel like New York rappers at that time weren't glorifying it. They were raising awareness of it.
Mm-hmm.
At that time. Yes. Oh yeah, yeah. Grandmaster Flash and all that. Yeah, yeah. Basketball. That's
Yeah, because
funny.
after you have like Ti was what, like early 2000s.
24s, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
so
It was
then
early 2000s.
you got that pushing, and the young kids that are listening to that grow up to start making what is trap music, like that more like I don't know if X would be considered trap music, but like Kodak and things like that, more of like where it's just like how you said 808 heavy. There's more of like a mumble cadence that they have. It's not really as prominent to what they're talking about, but they're talking about fucked up, not fucked up shit, but just like, the trap, actually living the trap lifestyle and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, yo. So this is intriguing, right? So, with your idea of it, right, and subject matter, I don't know if you've ever heard of this. They're from the Midwest, and they're called Crucial Conflict,
Mm,
and they were just rapping about gangbanging, bro. Like, same thing for Do or Die. Do or Die is easily like one of the most underrated and slept on people ever, and they were way ahead of their time. Just the way that Wu Tang was ahead of their time, Do or Die was ahead of their time.
do or
Uh,
die, but
Dude, yeah, they fuck with Twista a lot, you know. But all these people is how you kind of explain Wu Tang when you touched on it earlier. They were just people who lived in very bad environments and could make really good music and could rap their ass off. And Crucial Conflict is fire. I think they're all Vice Lords or something.
I'll have to check
Do or
that
Die.
out. Crucial
Yeah,
conflict.
yeah, yeah. You could put on Airplane. Airplane's fire. It got Do or Die on it. They're actually pretty cool, bro. Now that I'm thinking about some of their
He's like,
songs,
these go fucking off, actually.
they do, bro. Like, it's funny. So I had some homies from Chicago, Isaac and Lorenzo, and we were showing them a lot of like the SUC and UGK and all that.
Yeah.
But they were showing us Do or Die, Twist, the Speed Not Mobsters, Crucial Conflict, and we were bumping that And it's funny because he told me that up north, all their homies were jamming all our shit. They're jamming.
It's the grass is always greener type shit, man. Like it really be like that.
Yo, it's fucking cool, dude. I thought that was very interesting.
But
But
that's how
yeah,
you
for
get
sure.
those different mashups of like what influences like I'm influenced heavily by the Midwest and the northern half of America, but I'm from Texas, you know what I'm saying? Like I love Midwest emo, I love DC hardcore, like I love everything that comes from that area, but how you said it's like the opposite side of the coin. Over there they're like, oh dude, Texas is heavy as fuck, y'all got like it's just so different. It's just the grass is always greener. But it's cool that artists are appreciating each other like that instead of being like fuck them, like it's all about the north, like how we had like that conflict between west and east coast shit. It's like whenever I ask people about that, it's all in good fun, but there was really a point in time where there were rappers killing each other over like East or West Coast affiliation, you know, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, the beef was real. It's real. Like the thing in Houston, the North and the South, they hated each other. You know, all
Mm.
that '90s beef. It's a little bit different now. You know, I mean, they got to be love everywhere, but unfortunately, there's a lot of hate everywhere.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel like you got to be more inclusive the smaller you are as a creator. Like you have to kind of just have to build that community, you know, like you can't just be arrogant if you're trying to make your way up. You got to be humble in this field, man, cuz I've met some arrogant ass artists, and I'm just like, who the fuck do you think y'all are? Like, if you were somebody, you wouldn't be at the local levels right now.
I was so peep this, right? Confidence is never a bad thing, right?
Right,
Overconfidence is, right? But I'm never gonna like if someone tells me to be humble, I'm never gonna do it, right? The reason
right,
why is because I'm the only one who's gonna tell myself that I'm great.
true.
That, right? That's it. But acknowledgement of other people's skills is something that should be respected, and it does take a community. It definitely takes
Oh
a
yeah,
team, and that's kind of like where it comes to me and my homies. You know what I'm saying? Like the village. You know, it's we a fam, literally. Like these are the people I chose to be my fam. So
yeah. There's
I'm gonna.
power in numbers like that. You found your tribe and shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like these are my people. These are my folks.
That's
And
what's up.
when it comes to the San Antonio community, I wish they were a little bit more inclusive, right? So they are very spread out. There's factions or there's people who, like you said, maybe do have a little bit of a big ego. I find that they're great artists. They definitely have their own unique sort of sound, but not working with anybody, I feel is a detriment. So
Yeah,
like me, you know what I'm saying, I'll work with anybody. Like it doesn't matter, like it's just cook some up,
right,
like we all got the same sort of dream at this point. We are all at the same level. These are our peers, right? We all
right.
work jobs and record when we can.
That's that artist mentality, bro. That's how you gotta keep moving. Because how we were talking about earlier, it's not for everybody. Like this style of like living isn't for everybody, but that's why I admire it a lot. But do you guys are y'all writing anything right now? Y'all have any work that y'all are? I know y'all released something recently, right?
So right now, everyone is kind of working on their own thing, and I feel it's very beautiful because like me myself, since I am kind of in my third year of taking it seriously, I feel that I sound more of myself than I ever have.
Hmm.
When you write something down, it's like everything's better than the last, right? Everything is better than the last. So I'm just right now. I'm just releasing singles. I released a project last year called Cafe, um, and
Hell
now
yeah.
I'm just focusing on dropping singles and doing videos. You
Nice,
know,
nice.
yeah. My homies are working too. They dropping things, and right now they're just trying to push what we have. So the reason why is because these things are nowadays it's visual and audible, right? So they want to see just as much as they can hear.
Yeah.
So focusing on videos is one thing, and it's really cool, because we're trying to stay away from performance-based videos. You know what I'm saying? Like these things are gonna have a storyline and and things of that sort because it pisses me off. Like I like performance-based
Hi,
videos, bro, but like
sunbreaking_bounty_hunter.
not really. Like you just post it around showing guns and
Yeah. No, it's better to have that like narrative for sure. Like I'm all for a fucking story-driven music video.
oh yeah, just
Especially visualizer shit. Like if you can find stuff that like looks just eye-catching enough to where you're like, oh, you can grab somebody real quick. But yeah, that's a good way. You got to play that social media game, man. You gotta throw them fucking clips up and shit.
hell yeah, and just getting out there, right? I mean, one of the reasons why I fuck with Tyler the Creator so much is because man, this dude is fucking inspiring when it comes to like giving an artist confidence.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, how are you gonna like focus so much time on something and then just post about it once?
Right.
You know, you took so much time and like you felt that shit at one point in time. You
For
were
real.
all the way in, you know, like how are you just gonna like post it once and not continue to push it?
Nah, you gotta be annoying as fuck on the internet, bro.
Correct, man, and you got to get through the fog. There's a lot of fog out there, man, and
Mm-hmm.
the true artistry, right, is getting driven out just by like the money makers.
Yeah.
The makers, you know, the people strive on negativity for some reason.
No, it's bullshit because, like, the second social media sees you trying to promote yourself, they bury you, man. They want you to pay for that ad space, dude. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. They shadow banned me, bro, for fucking using hashtags that are like hashtag hardcore, hashtag skateboarding and shit. And I was like, seriously? Like, because I'm over here trying to promote my band and my fucking all this shit. So it's like you gotta like there will be road bumps. Like there will always be like that threshold of like why like you have to be annoying as fuck, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no one's gonna tell me I'm great.
Right, dude, yeah, that's the mentality you have to have, man. You gotta be great for you type shit.
Yeah, bro.
Have I not been telling you that enough? Because motherfucker, let me tell you again, you great.
Yeah, straight up, bro. Straight
Hey,
up, man.
I'm telling you right now, I don't think I showed you this yet, but 3 of my top 5 songs of 2024 were Stevie Candle songs.
Yeah, shit, my man.
So
That's fucking lit. That's fucking lit, bro. Like I appreciate it, man.
I
Just
believe you're great, and I'll tell you it again over and over. You know what I'm saying? And Sorry Eye is a great song. Everybody watching, go stream Sorry Eye right now.
my man, my man. Yeah, yeah. It's a vibe. So, I love this conversation that I had with Austin one time. It's like being actual like concepts, man. Like straight up vibes. Like Bowie being Ziggy Stardust or fucking Dylan being John Wayne Harding or something, man. You know, like it's about having that persona. And my first album, I did Aioli, right? And went by Stevie Aioli, and you know had different sauces, right? Different sounds, and that's what I feel I did on it. But this last one, Cafe, I was really inspired by jazz at the moment, and I wanted to do like jazz inspired songs, you know, like Coffee House. So
Mhm.
I started calling myself the Americano, bro.
Hey, man.
Got it a moniker, you know, and all that shit. And I feel that it's very bar heavy. Like Cafe is very bar heavy, and it's very. Some songs are more vulnerable than others, right? But I feel that I'm still keeping that up, that true hip hop essence. So I
Hell
thought,
yeah.
yeah. So the next concept is probably gonna be something a little bit more hip hopish, man. Like I'm not gonna go for straight bars. I want to have overall sound of 90s hip hop. One of
Right.
those albums. There's no skips. You play the whole thing, like.
So
And it,
who was like I guess who's an influence on like your lyric writing or who do you kind of like look up to in that aspect of lyrical writing, I guess, or just music in general.
So when it comes to writing, I don't actually listen to rappers, man.
It's funny because I don't listen. Like I said, I play emo, but I listen to hip hop when I'm trying to write lyrics. That's so funny how that works, dude. It's like,
I do metalcore and post hardcore. I listen to R&B and hip hop
right.
for lyrics.
Because, dude, I feel like hip hop is so metaphorical. Like, there's always so many just similes and metaphors and the way double entendres and shit.
Yeah, man. So whenever I feel like I want to hear good songwriting, so it's just songwriting to me, right? So actual songwriting, chorus, backgrounds, bridges, all that shit. Like if I want to hear good songwriting, my go-to is usually disco, bro. Like I fucking straight
I gotta give you a
yo,
chop for that one, bro.
straight up. My mom showed me. Look at the first album I was ever shown was the Saturday Night Fever album. It was a double disc, and the Bee Gees are excellent songwriters, bro. They can write a fucking song. Um, but I'll also Tom Petty. Tom Petty is probably the best American
I
songwriter.
was gonna say, is that disco though?
No, no, not disco.
Okay, that's what I was saying. That's like
I was
Americana type shit.
right, so that I usually go to disco, which is the Bee Gees, right? But another songwriter would be Tom.
I love Tom Petty. He is the shit. So wait,
Fucker can write a song, man.
a little bit far, go back just a bit, because I really don't know much about disco. So I'm curious, like what are some disco artists? Like I wanna hear some shit. I'm just like, I know the Bee Gees.
The Gap Band, Cameo, you know, like fucking. You could even consider the Whispers a little bit of disco. It's funny because like disco is what transformed into hip hop.
You
Like,
think so?
fuck yeah, bro. Fuck
Y-
yeah. I want you to
Ah,
think James Brown. I want you to think about Marvin Gaye.
but
I want you to
that's
think about,
not disco.
fuck yeah, it is.
Nah, because Marvin Gaye, that's like not what was I gonna say? R&B, like soul. It's like soul stuff, jazzy.
Like Etta James would be soul.
And then like when I think disco, I think like fucking yeah, like
You seen the Sunshine Band was fire.
Bee Gees and shit like that.
Loverboy was cool. Like so, these are the things that my mom showed me, man, and these are the things that influenced me, and they were my first instances of like music. Like California Dreamin' is still top 10 for me. You know,
I
like
I've never heard that. I don't think.
California Dreamin' by the Mamas and the Papas.
Oh God, they scare the fuck out of me.
It is
Dude.
the eeriest, like, great song I've ever heard.
God, dude, that one song. Oh, what the fuck is it? I can't remember, but yeah, those guys. I heard them while I was tripping on acid, and it terrified me, dude. I was like, Jesus
Nice.
Christ.
But yeah, man, my go-to is just like good Paramore. I love Haley Williams.
Hell yeah.
I like 1975. I really fuck with Maddie Healy's songwriting.
So you just appreciate good songwriting, like good song structure and things like that.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Nice.
You know, just I'll go and I'll vibe out, and then I'll jump in the booth.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to think if there's one more like controversial question that we were talking about on hip hop before. Cause there's, I guess like, I don't even know. I think we covered all of that stuff.
Well, all right. So trap music, like the one who popularized it, is Future. Future's the one who started it,
Hmm.
for sure.
What would you consider Kid Cudi? What would you consider his like?
Man on the Moon probably helped more people than he will ever know.
Oh yeah, his catalog was amazing, but like I always have trouble kind of putting him into a genre or like a category.
Some people are just their own thing.
Right? I feel like he's kind of got his own thing.
He's an anomaly, man. I mean,
I feel like he fits kind of like in a modern psychedelic genre, you know?
I could see that. Yeah,
because
because
he uses like a very like atmospheric vibe to like most of his songs.
if like Tame Impala and Thundercat would be considered psychedelic of nowadays, I could see that too. Like that would make sense. But Tyler the Creator, his evolution, you're talking about him a little bit earlier. I feel like artists like him, Kendrick, and there's just like the ones that evolve over time that don't like stay in their little mold. Because, dude, Tyler the Creator used to be an edgy little kid when he started out, and now he's not only is he an amazing art like rapper, but he can produce some of the best like beats. Like he showed that he's not just like a one trick pony. He did every kind of album. I feel like he did a bunch of different kinds of albums.
Those are the different eras, man. You know, that was him going from Ziggy Stardust to, you know, all the other people, man.
Right.
Perry Bomb and Flower Boy and, you know, like different Igor, right? You know, like,
That dude, that album was fucking amazing, bro. Igor was a fucking great album.
hey, yo, yeah, it was, dude. And NBA YoungBoy had like feature of the year, bro.
He had Jack White on that album, I think. He like made a rock album pretty much with that. Like it was like a rock pop album. I don't even know what the fuck. It was weird. But he showed that he could do more than just be a rapper or a fucking hip hop, or he did a lot of shit.
Listen, Tyler the Creator always said, "Fuck rap, I'm trying to own the world for my other fucking business ventures." That's like a direct quote.
Hey, I believe it.
Songwriting is something else, bro. And I like that his influences were like Justin Timberlake and Jamiroquai and stuff. Like those are the people that he was jamming. Like Jamiroquai.
Hey, he fucked with Marvin Gaye too.
Dude, like these are the things that he's listening to.
Marvin Gaye rules. Who's Jamiroquai? I don't know who that is.
Bro, put on Virtual Insanity right now.
I need to get YouTube on my fucking iPad.
Hey yo, Jamiroquai is the songwriting is fucking amazing, bro. Insane.
That's what I was about.
But yeah, that first JT album, like that was influential on Tyler, and that's fucking bugged out, bro. But like that CD was produced heavily by Pharrell, so it's kind of I see it. I see the connection.
Oh shit.
T.I. though, first trap artist. Nice.
Yeah, we were like beating our heads on the wall trying to figure all that shit out. It is so funny. But like you talked about, I like disco. I really don't know much about everything I've heard. I'm kind of just like, So that's I always try. Now lately, I try to make myself listen to things I didn't like at one point. You know.
Like, don't get it twisted. Am I a super fan? No. Do I even remember that one album and is it very special to me? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, like you recognize it as like influencing you growing up.
Yeah, dude. Like the Bee Gees are for sure the band. Like I'm not sure about a lot of other disco, but the Bee Gees are fire, and Stevie Wonder also did disco as well.
Yeah, I would consider that disco. Stevie Wonder for sure. There's just I'm trying to think of other artists who even fall under that. Oh wait, I can look it up right here.
So what's been on the playlist for y'all recently? Like, what do you like? If you put your phone on shuffle, what's the first thing that would pop up?
I'm trying to think. Let me look right now, actually. I think the last thing I liked was it was this guy in this stream lately. Went and hopped in this dude's stream, and He makes like chip tune stuff. It's like really, I'm really into like I was talking about production stuff earlier. That's why I'm so. I wish I could do that. I actually right before this downloaded a DAW to try to because I want to start trying to make beats and shit, dude.
Nice.
It's so fucking. It looks so cool to do that.
It does, man. Like I think I feel that I would be super sample heavy, but that's fine.
Hell yeah. It says, "Oh, the village people are disco too." Oh, I'm sorry. I'm all stuck on this. I'm just so curious now.
I'm just so
Oh, the Jackson 5 too. That makes sense.
nice.
Holy shit. I might like some disco. I fuck with the Jackson 5.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of that early Motown stuff, I guess it would be good.
Right. That's probably where that like popped off from too, yeah. That Motown stuff. Oh, the Whispers, yeah, you said that one. I don't think I've ever heard them.
Dude, you for sure have heard the Whispers, bro. Like, it's one of those things. It's they have a timeless song, bro. Like the Rocksteady. You've never
Rockstar.
heard, dude. You've heard Rocksteady. Like, there's no way you haven't heard
He's like,
Rocksteady.
you've heard it.
Straight up, bro. It's one of those. Like just like everyone's
Oh
heard
wait,
that
not
one
Twitch.
CPR song.
Let me see if I can put your face down here and then put my display up here. Even chat's like, you've heard the Whispers. Like, don't be fucking stupid. You've heard the Whispers.
That's it.
I'm gonna try. Uh-oh. Is it gonna let me add it? Oh, I think it disconnected this thing. Let me join back in here. I was
Come back
trying.
to us.
Yeah, I'm back in. I was experimenting.
Yeah,
I
come back.
flew too close to the sun. Damn it. Okay. But
If I called myself son, would you fly close to shut up?
oh. But I was gonna ask, do you fuck with Quasimodo? What are your thoughts on Lord
Yo,
Quaz?
Lord, yo, so who's second personality is that? Who's that?
Uh,
Quasimodo.
it's
I
fucking
feel like
what is his name? God,
Madlib.
Madlib. Yeah, yeah,
It was Madlib, right? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Um, they're their own thing. It's like Dilla or something. Even Doom, like it's his own thing. You know,
No, that's
like he
so genius to just be like, I'm gonna start a band with myself. Like, that's so fucking smart.
fuck.
That fool literally was like, I'm gonna just make a cartoon character, pitch my voice up, and it's a whole nother guy that I'm rapping with, and I get double the money and royalties. Like, so fucking smart. And creative, dude. Like, whenever I see a Quasimodo post on Instagram, it's like the most simply drawn cartoon with like a regular photo. I'm like, that's genius, bro. That is so
Yeah.
smart. I'm trying to get this shit to where we can start looking up music videos and shit.
I'll bet.
Yeah, my iPad's being weird. But hell yeah. So your latest music too, you just released that single out.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, it's funny because I've been sitting on that for like a year. It was supposed to go on cafe, but I didn't finish it, and I'm glad I didn't. I had to live a little bit more and experience some things. That's the beautiful thing about writing. I like you write more than You should sometimes be a little bit more honest than you should. It's cool because it makes it great, right?
Right, it makes the music personal though. Do you have any shows or anything like that coming up?
So we was actually trying to do Down in the Ville again. That one year when I had released Aioli, like, I was really in tune with my homies. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the creative energy was going around. Everybody had dropped a project. And then, life happens, right? So we didn't do it last year, but we are trying to do Down in the Ville this year again and just show the community love again. Last time we went out, we had a car show, and there was food trucks there, booths set up, people selling their little knickknacks and
Hell
everything.
yeah. In San Antonio here, or where'd y'all have it
Oh, back home in Catula, man, home base. And it's a small knit community, probably around 5,000 people at this time.
at? No shit.
And yeah, but it's a beautiful thing to have the people you grew up with. Like, I saw people I hadn't seen since like high school there with their fam and stuff, man, their kids and their wives and shit.
I'm like, oh shit. Reconnecting and shit.
Dude, they went out for our show. And very appreciative of it, man. Like they know that like back in the day we used to, just kind of fuck around and make music and stuff. But now that we're trying to be more of a professional with it a little bit, right? A little bit more business orientated.
Take it as a career choice, yeah. Like make it yells. Yeah.
We trying to make this happen or not? We trying to make it work or not?
Nah, you got it, dog. Y'all fucking just keep put that work in and shit, man. Hard work pays off, dog. You got that shit.
Absolutely, man.
That's what's up, though. But I
So
guess
closing
I was
thoughts
say,
for
if you have-
the
Oh, go ahead.
closing thoughts for the YouTube side. If you had one message for the world, what would you tell everybody out there?
Shit, follow your passions, man. Like one thing that you should always keep is your creative spark. It's easy to get lost in your day-to-day shit, right? It's easy to put your head down and just get lost in the work. Be present. For sure, be present. Always remember to look up.
True that.
Keep your passions.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's real shit, though. But we really appreciate you coming on here, giving us some knowledge. I definitely want to get some songs. You need to make me like a little list of songs to jam, dude. 'Cause there's a bunch of bands you threw out there that are artists, whatever. I was like, I've never even heard of this shit. Like, what the fuck? I'm always trying to listen to new shit, trying to get put onto that shit. But
yeah, for sure, man. It's always cool to put people on, but it's always cool to spread the sounds, man.
hell yeah.
Vibes and different feels.
Gotta hear all the different shit. That's what the whole point of this music stuff is. Music is the motive.
Experience is experience, bro.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I guess
Hell
we're
yeah,
gonna put a little bow on this episode. Thank you again, Stevie.
Where can people find you?
So Apple Music, Spotify, all your major platforms, man. Also on Instagram and Facebook. Holla at your boy.
Hell yeah, we'll have all of his links down below too. Make sure to check out all of his stuff, all the singles he put out, all the things that he's working on. We got music coming out too. And yeah, this is episode 5, the deep dive on hip hop. Appreciate our guest again. Thank you, Stevie. Thank you. That's a wrap.